All right. All right. Shalom, 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 shalom. All right. We are the Hebrew Israelites who come in week and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as, AKA, the United Snakes of America, the land on which we stand, and the land in which we'll be picked up very soon, Lord willing, if it be the Lord's will. Coming week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this place, to wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, people on the sun, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminoles, speckled bird, right, and so on. Get you to repent, acknowledge your offense, pray for forgiveness, and order, right? Because time, we're on the back end of time, okay? This thing has began. This devil is being shown. He's showing himself, he's being shown, as are on the other end, the elect of Israel are showing themselves, and that's what it's going to be. First and foremost, and as always, all praise due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops, the GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth, great millstone. All right. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful like tabernacle of David. All right. To the Aquath, right? Being a pillar of rest, our wives, right? Potential wives, whatever. Right? Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. So, being at the end of this thing, I'm go in the spirit, of course, but gonna refer to some little video snippets. Okay, this is from the brother, the hopeful elect. That's what I can see. Hopeful elect. I have to get the rest of it. The brother that brings out all the snippets, he puts the shorts together. So this is one of them. All right. Man shares vision of nuclear destruction in Babylon. So we'll start right there because this is the end. He's going to say something very significant about how he dies. Okay. And then we'll get some precepts on that. So let's. This is the hopeful elect. It's probably 144 something like that. But very, very active brother. He puts these up 2 and 3 a day. So anyway, here's this one. Shalom, Akim, Shalom. Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Shem Kakadash Barakatah.
Hey everybody, this is not something I usually talk about. I don't claim I'm a prophet or anything like that, but I feel like I had a prophetic dream, and I kind of want to share that with you guys. I had a dream of war reaching the U.S.
Woo! Dream war reaching the U.S. There's 3.
All I remember is nuclear war. There was nuclear explosions.
There's 4
happening all around. And I remember looking out my window in the dream, and it felt super real. And basically, the nuke went off less than a couple miles from my home. And pretty much what happened is the impact of the sonic wave or whatever from the explosion reached me, and I just remember instantly dying because like the place just was like wiped off the map. Everything was just gone, and that's what I just remember.
Boom. All right, so let's examine that. Right. What struck me hearing that was that instantly he knows that as soon as it detonated, boom, it was over. Okay, so that tells me, right? Well, let's explain that real quick. This is Zechariah 14, yeah. Let's start there. Let's see, 14:12. We all know that. That's Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor scripture there. Come on, Zeke. I don't want Zeke. I want Zach. Zach. Come on, Zach. Zach. 12. So long, okay, bear with me. 14:12. 12:14? 14:12. Bear with me. Zechariah 14:12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. And this is what happened to that guy. This is what he's describing. He said instantly, okay? And even though it takes a couple of lines to describe this transaction, if you will, it happens in the blink of an eye, okay? Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. So that has to happen instantly for you to still be standing. Boom. It's talking about how quickly their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Okay, so that's talking about that moment he was referring to. All right. He said three things at the beginning. What did he say? He said war. Let's get that. He said nukes. He said war. He said, I might have to play it again. But, I mean, we can get war anywhere. Let's get war here. Let's get war in 2nd Ezra 30. Is it 30 or 29? 2nd Ezra 13 and 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, and one realm against another. Going into war. Okay, so we hit war. We hit nukes. He said dream. Right? And I don't know this one by heart. Make sure the brother ain't zooming away there. This one goes, my what? Shall dream dreams, shall dream dreams. How about that? Shall, I don't know by heart. Dreams. Joel 2 and 28. Let's see. Joel. Two and 28. There will be slaughter. This is Joel 2 and 28. It says, promised outpouring of the Spirit is the header. This guy said he had a dream, right? Well, that's the prophecy coming to pass. And it shall come to pass, what? The prophecy. Afterward, that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Old men will dream dreams. Young men shall see visions. also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. All right, so he said dream, he said war. What else did he say? Okay. All right, so we can just do that. What time are we in? We're in the time of that war. He said something that I know I have to go to Revelation 11 for. Let's see. I'm going to read that and then go back and try to hear it. Let's see. Revelation 11 and it's 12, so the earthquake. He talked about the blast, right? Okay, well that's the earthquake. And that everybody, something like that, everybody died. Now, let's hear that real quick one more time. It's a lock here. Just a little, let me see.
For real. And basically, the nuke went off less than a couple miles from my home.
The blast.
And pretty much what happened is the
blast
impact of the weight, the sonic wave or whatever from the explosion,
the blast area,
reached me, and I just remember instantly dying because like the place just was like wiped off the map. Everything
the
was
earthquake,
gone. And that's what I just remember.
Everything, he said, everything was gone.
The weight, the sonic wave or whatever from the explosion reached me,
sonic
and I
wave,
just remember
earthquake,
instantly dying because like the place just was like wiped off the map. Everything was just gone.
Everything and everybody going into the 10th of the city. Everything was gone. Yeah, that's what he said. Revelation 11 and 13, in the same hour was there a great earthquake. He said the impact, right? The impact caused a great earthquake, that the world shook off of its axis. And the 10th part of the city fell. He said everything was gone. That's what that means. 10th part of the city fell, meaning everything fell. All 10 FEMA regions, all of North America. Okay, he said everything was gone. Okay, and it says, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, including him. He said, I died instantly and everything was gone. That means everybody around him died too. That's what 7,000 means, complete, everybody. That's what he said. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. Now, we the hopeful elect, we're frightened right now, hoping that we're going to be standing on the sea of glass, looking down on the sea of glass, heart pumping fast. So that, we're rehearsing that righteous act right now, hoping that, it'll be us up there. So, there's your dream. Okay. Now, I wanted to touch on some other things, so I got some videos. Let's check that out. Because this is how close we are to the end. It's lucky while I try to find this. That one went well. I'm looking for. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Which one of these motherfuckers was talking crazy shit? This guy. And did I want to go into that? Let me see. See these devils, right? They know that their time is short. Let's get that real quick, and then I'll play that. All right. Like your boy Mehdi Hassan did that round table where he was surrounded by fascists, and they're sitting there jittering and twitching, right? Because they know that their time is short, right? Listen to how these Edomites are talking right now. What they're doing is they're being revealed, and they're revealing themselves. Their tongue is fallen upon. Revelation 12 and 12. This is the time that we're in. Indicating what? These are the signs of the end. And if you are not changing with these times and aligning yourself, right, what you should be doing is like the Elder Ariella made that video of that lesson saying you got to speak these things into existence. If you're going to get spiritual power, you better start saying it. Okay, you better start bringing it forth. A long time ago. Oh, you need to be told that. You got to speak that into existence. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath. And here's why. Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He sees the handwriting on the wall, so this is he's stepping it up, and he's doubling down. And you jakes are still trying to figure out who your enemy is. That's the whole rub, see? The rub is, you in trouble. All right, let me see. I got to cue this up. This is the brother.
That's going to be your legacy. We're going to get it in the scriptures.
The entire FBI couldn't stop him. A one-man army. That's who we are.
GMS, Fear of the Most High. I believe this guy's out of England. Shalom and salutations to that brother. But he compiled this guy, this Nick Fuentes dude, who's, I guess he's claiming to be a Spaniard. But listen to him, right? Now that Trump has failed and has made them all look like the abominable devils that they are, now they're trying to lean into their wickedness, right? They're doubling down on their wickedness. Let's play a little bit of this.
And the best thing the Most High created. Hell, the Most High didn't even create them. They created themselves. You know, they're just far and above everyone else.
Listen to this rhetoric.
It's crazy.
You know, there's like, the real rebellion is not to be a fucking fat slob. It's not to be a wigger. The real rebellion is to be like a white polymath. It's like Ted Kaczynski. Ted Kaczynski is like the hero. Not because he's a terrorist, but because this was like such an unbelievable genius.
Listen to where Esau has to go.
These Edomites think they really think they're so intelligent, high IQ. Your IQ is so high that you transgress against the Most High power. How intelligent do you have to be to transgress against the Most High power the way you do? Only to be absolutely destroyed. And that's why the scripture says the fool have said in his heart there is no God. You devils, you're going to go down in history as the fool. That's going to be your legacy. You're not going to go down as no geniuses, some super intelligent beings like how you think you are. You know, without you, no one would even know what
the
to
high
eat. Everybody
IQ
would
of
just
a
be living
fool.
in mud huts, blah, blah, blah. We all know the stupid shit that comes out of these people's mouths. They think they're the leaders and the saviors of mankind, and if Esau weren't around, we'd just basically be brute beast animals, you know? That's their viewpoint. No, you're the fool. You're the fool that led the earth into utter judgment and then went into perdition, never to be seen again. That's going to be your legacy. And we're going to get it in the scriptures.
The entire FBI couldn't stop him. A one-man army. That's who we are. An unbelievable polymath. A mathematician,
He's
a
about
philosopher.
the Unabomber. MK
Still
Ultra
invading
subject,
law enforcement, and all that. And I'm not encouraging terrorism.
Manchurian
but it's like,
candidate.
that's who we are.
Listen,
Ted Kaczynski, Killdozer, Hitler, like that is what we are capable of. That is what is in our DNA.
Yeah, you know what's not in your DNA? Isaiah.
yeah, Yahweh Shai is not in your DNA. So that right there is an example of this devil doubling down, right? He knoweth that he hath but a short time. There's one. And there's more on there if you listen to this dude spew. So now they have to embrace Hitler, which is, you know, funny. There's this guy right here, this, what's his name? Small hat, Miller, Stephen Miller. Slovakia. One moment.
Because I think this is the story of Stephen Miller. This is, think of a guy who is not getting
majority
probably
report.
you know.
Let me get to it. Now this is this guy who's telling Trump what to do right now, writing up his speeches and all.
But as for Saddam Hussein and his henchmen, I think the ideal solution would be to cut off their fingers. I don't think it's necessary to kill them entirely. We're not a barbaric people. We respect life. Therefore, torture is the way to go. Because torture people can live. Torture is a celebration of life and human dignity. We need to remember that as we enter these very dark and dangerous times in the next century. I only hope that many of my peers and people who will be leaving this country will appreciate the value and respect that torture shows towards other cultures. To the issue of the Iraqis.
I mean, the laughter he's getting.
Do you know?
Yeah, you see it building its strength.
Totally.
Now, do you understand who Stephen Miller is? Okay. So who is Stephen Miller? He's advising Trump right now. When Trump speaks, right, this guy is the one writing his speeches. Like Bayard Rustin wrote MLK's speeches, right? And that's why MLK was pushing that gay vibe, right? He was letting his gay be gay. So, Salakia. Where's this devil going with that? Okay. He's like this. Look, I'm the devil. We're about to do this. So Stephen Miller said what? He's talking about torture, right? Well, let's get that. So this was that guy, Stephen Miller, as a youngster, right, on a high school bus, maybe, let's say 40 years ago. Who was that guy today? You understand? Well, he's in office. He's dictating policy to an old 80-year-old who can barely recite the lines. Okay? So let's get tortured. What happened to Yahweh Shai before they hung him? See, people don't understand. Oh, well, your example. Yeah. Yahweh Shai is the example. 3, Salakia. Is it 2? Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. There's your torture right there. Salakia, that's not your torture. It is, but fear none of those things is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, meaning you will suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison that ye may be tortured, tried, Salakia, tried, which is the torture. Okay. Be thou faithful until death, tortured damn near to death. And I will give thee a crown of life. Even put your head in the guillotine. All right? So there's your torture that this devil, right, was talking about when he was a kid, and now he's writing policy. So when you start talking about alligator Alcatraz, who's behind that? Talk about torture, right? Abu Ghraib, who's behind that? Guantanamo Bay, what do you think that was retrofitted for? What are they doing over there? Okay. That's witchcraft at a very high level. All right. So, I mean, and we can go on, right? We can get more evidence of this devil completely losing his shit because time is getting short. Let's get a little more then. Okay. This dude, this weirdo, the Nazi.
Everyone's out here with their
little bit of
And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that.
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills because
How do you
that's the
know?
whole thing.
How do you know?
Carl Schmitt
Autocrats tend to kill everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt makes
supporters.
this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right?
Carl
liberals-
Schmitt, the Nazi theoretician.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a
Who
fan of the
cares?
Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi
I
at
didn't
all.
say that. I didn't
Doesn't
actually
matter.
say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that, but
What about the
you know,
persecution of the Jews?
well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
My brother in Christ just said not only 20 seconds ago that he's fine with certain people being killed if there's an authoritarian leader in this country. He doesn't think he'd be one of them. But then at the same time, he says, I don't like anyone's human dignity being attacked.
So can you see? Right? The devil losing. He's losing it. Right? Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Now what? See, what are these guys threatening? Right? They're... Okay, so two things are going on. This devil is being exposed, and as he's being exposed, he's coming out of the closet with everything. Look at Trump. Really, they're introducing pedophilia is what they're doing. Right? They're slowly shoving it down here. Well, here's what we're doing. You're going to accept it. Now let's talk about Obama. The nigger did it. Yeah, we're pedophiles, but the nigger did it. So get mad at, hey. Right? The brainwashing is real. That MK Ultra thing is very, very real. All right. So two things are going on. Esau's being revealed. Let's get a couple of those. Let's get their own tongue. Own tongue. I can say own tongue. Yeah. Bear with me. Own tongue. T-O-N. G-U-E. Oh. I'm going to read it right here. Psalm 64 and 8. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. I don't care if you call me a Nazi. Are you with extermination of a whole? I don't care if you call me a Nazi. See, the masks are coming off now. This dude's like, oh, we're caught. Let's just, let's do what we do. All right, so that's their own tongues falling. And then, like Trump, for example, the meeting with Maxwell. There's a meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell today. Right? They're gonna get her story straight. If not, she might have to snitch, and or they might have to put her down, or it's all manner of unstable leadership jumping off right now. Right? It's mad. It's a madhouse out here. This is the NIV. He will turn their own tongues against them and bring them to ruin. All who see them will shake their heads in scorn. Let's talk about these Edomites, these devils. Right? So right now they're being exposed. Two things are going on. See, because the Most High deals with balance. So as they're being exposed, who else is being exposed? The elect. Let's get that real quick. Okay? And you got to prepare yourself. See, cream rises to the top, right? So out of all of these camps, right, 100% truth is going to do what? It's going to rise to the top. And you're going to have to be able to stand when the dust settles, if you will, right? And who's standing there is going to be the elect. And you got to be ready to stand on it, right? Because that is going to be obvious. Salah. That's what this means. Second Ezra's what? 16. And 73. Second Ezra 16:73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So, what do you mean? Many are called, right? But the elect are chosen, right? So, what does that mean? Then shall they be known who are my what? Elect. So, just like Esau is dropping the charade, right? And say, okay, yeah, nigga, I'm the devil, just like you guys said. But now I'm going to show you, right? Well, what is the elect doing right now? On the other side, on the flip side of it. Well, the elect are striving even harder to ensure that they are of the elect. So what is that going to do? As the Alazars and the deacon, whatever those abominations are showing themselves, then shall they be known what? Who are my chosen. And then what? Then they're coming after you. They shall be tried as the golden. That's when they run up on you. Right? It all works hand in hand. So that whole persecution thing, you gotta love persecution. Okay? Persecution ain't going nowhere. That's the example. You must endure persecution. Your job is to endure persecution, period. And if you ain't about that, then you ain't gonna make it. You like, oh, here it comes, yeah! Right? Let's see how I hold up, right? For example, I'm not gonna get it, but when they were counting it all joy to get that ass whooped, right, and put in prison, right, for the name of Yahushua. They're like this, yeah, we took that ass whooping afterwards, right? Because that's our job, is to take that ass whooping. That's what this means. What did Yahushua do? He endured until the end. He went all the way up until what he had to do. It is finished. He went right up to it is finished. Matthew 24 and what is it? 21? 13. Matthew 24 and 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And close the book. Endure until the end. Endure what? Persecution until the end. That's your job. Just cut to the chase. Hey, gotta take that ass whooping. You gotta take an ass whooping. Wake up from the ass whooping the next day and get ready for an ass whooping until the end. That's what it means to endure until the end. Endure what? Persecution. Like Yahushua, that's the example. Just got to keep saying it, right? Right? You got to fight. And you have to fight spiritually. You can't fight back. You got to take an ass. You just got to take an ass with them to the best of your ability, right? Oh, you got to protect you. Just take the ass with them. Like Yahushua. Did Yahushua fight back? No, my servants would fight. No, put the knife down. My servants would fight. See that bravado? That whole bravado, that's going to get you fucked up. That's not your instruction. Your instruction, Peter, is to stand down. It's just simple. Be humble, right? Take a humble ass whooping, humble pie. That's what you should be rehearsing. Rehearse that ass whooping and standing back up. What does it mean to endure to the end? Take that ass whooping and stand back up. What did Yahushua do? Took that ass whooping, and then how many days later? 3 days later, he stood back up. That's the example. All right. You're a tough guy? No, you're not. Unless you could take an ass whooping and stand back up. Because if you fight back and you whoop at, you lost. You're not tough. Tough guys can take an ass whooping and stand back. That's a tough guy. See? A tough guy is one that can heed instruction. That's a tough guy. See, most guys don't want to get their ass whooped. Getting your ass whooped is a win. You don't understand that? Did Yahushua win? It is done. He won. Sitting on the right hand of the Father. What did Rosie, what's that bitch's name? Rosie Perez. Rosie Perez said in White Men Can't Jump, right? Rosie Perez said in White Men Can't Jump that sometimes when you win, you lose, and sometimes when you lose, you win. Okay? So you got to take that ass whooping to win. I mean, how hard is that for a man of the Lord? If you're a man of the Lord, right? How hard is it to understand that you're in captivity and that you're being punished right now? And that punishment, motherfucker, requires pain and endurance. Not, I'm comfortable in captivity. That what? Who? That's not being put in through the fire. That's the 2/3 comfort zone. Living in the flesh. Nope. Nope. You gotta find yourself being persecuted, right? This is how you know Most High is dealing with you. Find yourself being persecuted. That's what that means. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same, that's your reward. Being saved is your reward for a job well done. Faithful servant. You were found doing that work. And that's what we want, okay? Look for the work, look for the persecution. Get ready for it, prepare yourself for it. It's coming quick. Get ready. Look at Esau. And he's getting his little dander up and all of that, and it's cute, right? But ultimately we know it doesn't matter what happens. It don't matter what happens. We already know the end, right? So the winners in this thing, right? The Apostle Paul, what happened? But beheaded upside down. Okay, hey, you want to be a hero, all right? You want to be a hero, get ready for the persecution, all right? And, you know, once you get there, right, there's a place where you want to get to, right? And when you get there, you know, I don't give a damn. Whatever the Most High got, and that's what it is, and I'm going to take it and keep it moving. When you get there and you're not worried anymore, you're not, what else do I need? Well, really, you don't need. And, I mean, I accumulated a lot of stuff, you know, worrying and having lack of faith over the years, right? And what do you do with it? Well, in the spirit, you say to yourself, well, when all them brothers show up, it's for them, right? That's what it is. Again, going back to the elder Ariella, you have to speak these things into existence, right? With all humbleness and humility, right? Just want to be able to protect yourself in Jacob's trouble, or be protected, right? It'd be nice to have some spiritual power, right? Got to know that you got spiritual power now and be working on it, right? Speaking it into existence, right? Knowing that, okay, who made it? Well, Yahushua made it. Well, how? Well, he had to take that ass whooping. That's the path. See, if you're of the elect, guess what you know? Got to take that ass whooping. You got to make that part of the fucking curriculum. Right? Pray, take that ass whooping, get persecuted, right? Tortured. What is it? What Lamentations and Woe? Something Lamentations and Woe. What is it? Tribulation, Lamentations and Woe. I can't get it. You understand? And it was written in and out with, you understand? What is this thing about? It's not about a Hebrew and a Hellcat. Look at what that gets you. Right? Not about that, man. And what time is left? See, them dudes had a 10-year run spending money and found out. And you know what you find out? Oh, well, this ain't shit. Oh, I made it and it ain't shit. This is bullshit. Everybody knows my name. Right? Everybody's watching me fall on my face. And now it's over. Now they see the end. They're like, oh shit. Get running. Switching up the doctrine. There's another sign. Right? Let me get it. 2 Peter 3:3. Right. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days false teachers, scoffers, walking after their own lust. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. When you bring up Sakari, them niggas are sick, filthy, fucking disgusting pieces of shit, right? When we need them, we need those disgusting pieces of shit, right? To be able to point at and say, there's the truth there. Stay away from that, right? They ain't trying to suffer, right? This thing is about suffering. No? Knowing this first, that there should come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust and saying, where's the promise? He's not coming for another 1,000 years. Right? On some crazy shit. Shalom, shalom, akiyam. Shalom, Yahweh Shabbat Shabbat Rakatah. All right? Yeah, he ain't coming for 1,000 years. So you can switch up the doctrine and put a little rainbow in it, right? And man, the disgusting behavior. Now you're back on the couch with Sonetta. It's amazing. It's almost like the level of unbelief is crazy. It's like when you got kicked out of GMS, right? Somebody came to you immediately with some money, and you started just, because they saw that you had the young generation. You had these I don't know what to call them. These kids, right? The T-shirt, the hat. It's foreign to me because I'm older, right? But I have a brother-in-law, I guess you could call it. I don't know what to call it, punk. But I showed him the truth in 2010, right? And immediately he goes that way. I'm like, GMS, I'm down with ISUPK and all this bullshit. I'm like, really? So he went left immediately, right? And he's that age, right? And he had the little shirt and the tiny, wearing fringes, sewed fringes on everything. I said, who are you with? I'm with the 10 tribe. I'm like, who the hell is that first? And then his name, and I'm like, well, you're just you're being tossed with every wind, right? And then about 2 years ago, right, this guy comes, right? I'm at camp. This guy comes, stand in front of me for 2 hours and scoffs the camp, right? He went left immediately. I'm like, I'm going this way. I had already figured out. I was in GMS for 2 years when I spoke to him, right? And so I knew what I was saying, and he was able to grasp it. Pulled out the Bible, whoop-de-whoop. The Spirit told him to look, brought him in, right? Many are called. But that guy immediately, wanted to do something different than what I was doing, right? And I'm like, do your thing, right? And, we tolerated each other until the day that he stood in front of me at campus. It's on my page about 2 years ago now. Got to refer to it every now and then. This dude stood in front of me for 2 hours, scoffing, right? I'm waiting for his demise, right? Because it's been bad ever since then. But point I'm making is that he's of that age, right? The t-shirt, not that he wore a hat or anything, but immediately he's sucked into, this is a fad. I want to look cool. How do I, I'm going to make this into something where I can showcase myself. And, for him specifically, I understand because my father raised him, right? He was raised in my family, and that's not an easy thing to do, right? He's not my blood brother, right? So he's all jacked up. But my dad, right? He's an austere man, always was. But there's a whole family legacy thing going with music, and then this guy wanting to measure up and be somebody. This whole be somebody, when you try to bring that be somebody thing into the truth, you already failed. Oh, this is my chance. I'm gonna use the truth to be bigger than you are with whatever, music or whatever big. What does big mean? What big means, right? What blowing up means is that you were promoted, right? That somebody played your record. Somebody put you on the television. Somebody got behind you and got you out there, all right? That's what that means. Now, in order to be promoted, right, there's something that you can be shelved. What's the opposite of being promoted? Being shelved. Then we're gonna put you on the shelf so that my artist over here ain't gonna have you to. So, you want to play that game? You want to play the music business game? Right? So really people just want to be somebody. I want to be seen. Oh, I'm somebody in the Hebrew Israelite community. Right? You don't even really fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You just want to be somebody in the community because here's a platform where I don't have to compete with the Jay-Z's and the P. Diddy's and but I could go over here and get some notoriety and then maybe even come back over here and, what the hell? And you got that. You got that. Look at Comfy. Comfy had a tour bus with wrapped with his face on it. People want to be somebody in this truth. And hell, you don't want to be nobody in the world. Right? Trust. This guy, Luther Campbell. This is a crazy story I heard yesterday. I'm going to tell this story. Luke Campbell is in this interview saying that, oh yeah, I was at a Trump party. It was me, Eddie Murphy, and he, he named after Mike Tyson, and we went to the Trump. See, because now here's what's coming out, that Trump was behind the P. Diddy white party. Trump set up the P. Diddy freak off white party. That just coming out now? Here it is. P. Diddy done been to prison, tried, convicted and everything, and we're just finding out. Well, Trump was behind the whole. He was behind the white parties. We're just hearing that. What? Okay, taking you in even further, right, into some crazy shit. But P. Diddy, right, after you get in there and after a year of debauchery, you're like, this, I don't want to do this shit no more. Can I get out? No, you can't get out. You're in this thing. You got to keep on doing that shit. And look at Al-Azhar. What happened, what you see happening to Al-Azhar is this. That dude wanted to be a rap star. He wanted to blow up in the truth. And he did. And what did he do? He went after the rap career just like Comfy, right? They did that. And then people approach you, and then they're like, hey, well, let's do this, and you can move up, and before you know, you're being promoted. Was he not promoted? That's promotion. Sonetta is actually promotion. And then No Jumper, then you're on a different level of promotion. And what are you doing? You done got involved in the business. You're involved in the business now, calling yourself in the truth, and you're bringing in all of these kids, these 2/3 crack babies, GMO babies, right? With hats and t-shirts with fringes on them, right? And really, you're just you're being paid, really. That promotion that you're getting, you're being paid to lead those people astray. And at some point, you're like, oh, I'm in this, and then you can't get out, right? Once they trap you, why you think Trump is doing what he's doing right now? Okay, it's clear that Netanyahu and the Mossad got Trump. How did they do that? Through Epstein. Why is there such a ruckus about this Epstein stuff coming? It's not about Trump, it's about the Mossad, it's about the Israeli aspect of spying and blackmail that they don't want to come out. Why is Trump pointing a finger at Barack Obama, screaming treason, treason, treason right now? Why? Because Trump is the one that committed treason with Bibi Netanyahu. Okay, that's the treason. The treason is between Israel first. That's treason. But you're being redirected. What Obama did 8 years ago, that's treason. No, you're doing treason right now by bombing Iran for Israel. That's treasonous. That's treason. Okay? You can't just do that. And you did it without going to Congress. That's treason. You want to talk about treason? Right? You want to talk about treason there? That's why they waving Obama. That's bullshit. You redirected. Everybody knows that. But why? Because of intelligence gathering operation at Epstein Island that goes back to Israeli Mossad, that they're hiding because Trump is involved in that thing and they got him compromised. What is that? If he's doing things because they got him compromised, like bombing Iran for them, That's real treason. Not whatever they're trying to drum up. Oh, Obama made up some fake papers, did he? That means that anything that comes out of those fake papers you could say is a lie, right? But don't believe your lying eyes when you see years and years of pictures with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, everything that Obama wrote was a lie, but here are all these pictures and you're lying eyes. Yeah. Oh, well, these pictures, here's what they're going to say now that the GPT, what's that? Eon, Eros, whatever that visual AI thing is. I forget what it's called. But see, you can use those things now. Oh, well, this is Photoshop, and this is that dude is just, he could just say anything and lie about anything. And it's obvious that he's lying, and nobody seems to care, and everything is so convoluted now that nothing matters except for niggas getting thrown in prison and killed willy-nilly. Let's just get there real quick, right? What justice? When the so-called leader of the free world just says whatever the fuck he wants to and gets away with it, when he's clearly lying and he should be put in prison. But no, let's go get Obama. Come on, where are we at now? Okay, we're clearly at the end. Let's get a 1 Peter. Let's lock it. 1 Peter 4:7, yeah? You have to know, right? 1 Peter 4:7, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. You have to know that it's time. Okay? It's time for you to do all those things that you know you got to do. Right? It's time to pray double your praying. It's time to raise everything to the next level. Okay? So that you're shielded from the wickedness. So you can transcend the wicked. You understand that wickedness is a low vibration. Okay? You can transcend wickedness by raising your vibration. How do you do that? Well, the people that are down here fucking with you, you know, your so-called friends of yore, right? Of yesterday, you still fucking with, cut them off. That's changing your vibration. When Esau tries to provoke you, don't engage. That's changing your vibration, right? If you vibrate on a higher level, you could disappear. If you raise your vibration to that of vanishing, that's coming. You understand? That's coming. How do you do that? How do you raise your vibration? Through the word, right? 100% truth is going to raise your vibration. Okay? Search the scriptures, study to show yourself approved, and pray unceasingly, right? You're raising your vibration, and that's when the angels are guarding you, and the demons can't get near you. You have raised yourself above that which you can be attacked, if you will. And you're still going to be attacked. That's part of it. But, if your vibration is, what is the first thing you do in trouble? First thing you do at the sign of trouble should be to call on them. And you should have a list of things. What's the first thing you do? What's the second thing you do? Right? Second thing you do is make spiritually sound decisions on whatever you do at that moment. Right? So you got to calm yourself. Something happens, boom, you're like this. Call Allah Yahweh. You call on the name of, protect me. Protect your mind. Have a little Hebrew prayer that you'll say real quick for the cloak, for the force field, and then from there you gather yourself and you look circumspect, figure out what your next move is going to be, but be moving in the spirit, not panicked. Right? You got to write these things down because there's a moment is coming very soon that boom is coming. What happened? Boom. Number one, call on the name. Number two, gather yourself, make a spiritually dust yourself off and look around. That's number two. Number three, and see, you go over these, when you go over these things, here comes boom. Here comes boom. Okay? 1 Peter 4:7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch and pray. You got to be ready for boom. And if all things are at hand, here comes that boom. Be ye therefore, be ready. And know, have a little list of boom. Shit. Nothing wrong with that. What am I supposed to do? What am I phone ain't working. I wrote it on the back of my hand. Really, if you're of the elect, there's no, you ain't gotta worry. You don't have to worry about it. You understand? If you're of the elect, there's nothing to worry about. Because you're going to hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way. Now, you better be listening for that voice, right? And it doesn't hurt to have a cheat sheet, right? A little, hey, boom. Anyway, yeah, the devil is changing up. He's showing himself, and the cream is rising to the top. What you should be doing is putting on as the elect. What is that? Ephesians? Colossians. Put on therefore as the elect. Right? Should I get it? And that's how then shall my chosen, then shall it be known who are my chosen. Right? What am I looking for? Oh, put on. And I'm going to close. As is that apocryphal? Colossians 3:12. Put on therefore as the elected. See, this is how you're going to know. This is what I'm doing. Going back to the elder Ariella, I believe is the head of Dallas, one or two. Zaquan, you got to speak things into existence. All right? So you got to speak that spiritual power into existence. You got to speak your I'm prepared no matter what through Jacob's trouble. You got to speak that into existence. And as you speak it, right, you do things. You go on that extra mile on your walk. You do that extra set of push-ups, right? Because I gotta do 10 more, and then you do it, right? You have to speak it. You have to speak spiritual power into existence. You have to speak, I am of the elect, into existence. And start doing those things. Colossians 3 and 12. Put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, and so on. All right? Put on, and here's the point. Start doing, right, what the elect would be doing right now. What is that? Doubling down on righteousness, number one. Doubling down on praying, and pray unto prayer, right? Watch unto prayer so that you can pray. Pray more. What does the elder apostle Rakar always say? Oh, you got to. First thing out of his mouth, right? And if you ain't heeding and if you ain't listening, you're tripping. You got to pray when you leave the house with your food. He says the same. He's very consistent. And you're supposed to pick up on those things and be like, damn. Because I know I don't pray enough. I know I do. I got to pray more. Right? So here we are at the end. Oh, you ain't praying more? You got to pray more. You got to put it on yourself. Put on, therefore, as the elect. Boy, you better do it right now. You got to double everything up right now to ensure right now. Well, that guy is he's consistent. Esau don't care no more. All right? If you don't know that he is about to move, you're in trouble. He's moving. He's claiming Hitler. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, the conclusion. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So, the name of the Most High is a strong tower. It's time to run in. See, this devil, he's got his deep underground military base. Well, we got the strong tower. Right? Really, this whole Epstein thing, that's a call for them motherfuckers to hit the bunker. All right, this is it. Hit the bunker. It's gonna go down. All right? What? The Civil War? So with that, work out your own, all right? And be that way. Stay that way. Stay of the elect, all right? Then we hope the elect are edifying brothers and few sisters, all right? Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bahashim Makal Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops, be amazed, even the elders came before them. The touch is truth. Shalom, the salutations of all the brothers are pushing the word of truth and the sincerity, the hopeful like tabernacle of the dead. Shalom. Shalom, Malkim.